So here we are again, debunking errors from another CinemaSins video. Please keep in mind, this is in the spirit of CinemaSins, so do not take it too seriously. Also, please keep in mind that not all errors are sins. Some are questioning production decisions or judgment like...
In your absence, Genesis has become a galactic controversy.
You are all under orders not to discuss with anyone your knowledge of Genesis.
This is something we could have told you long before you got back, but it feels better doing it now, after you could have violated the policy already.
The timing is excellent, Mr. Scott. You fix the barn door after the horses come home.
Well, that's a dick-headed thing to say, especially over the all-ship radio. Do you think Scotty doesn't know this already, ass?
Wait, what? You think the intercom is only ship-wide? Come on, this is space future.
My friends, the great experiment.
That experiment works, and it saves your ass 3 movies from now, but scoff all you want, old-timer.
You're skipping scenes again, CinemaSins. The great experiment is this.
She's supposed to have transwarp drive.
And since transwarp drive is not mentioned in the next gen, we can assume that the experiment failed, although they never quite explained what transwarp drive is. I heard the theories from creating wormholes, like in the motion picture, or somehow using transporter technology. Plus, Kirk never even said anything negative about it. That was more Scotty.
Yeah, better go check that alone. You're only the captain of this ship. Those 2 officers didn't sign up for this.
You know Kirk always goes on his own missions. Why not here? Anyways, I know what these guys are thinking. Hey, here we are, security. I know we're not on a away mission, but we can still be killed.
Instead of a dead moon, a living, breathing planet now exists.
With no warmth or energy from a nearby sun. We also generate 10 Dumbledores in order to sustain life on the planet.
This is only a demonstration. The planet selected in reality would have a sun, or the nebula in the Mutara sector.
Man, it's insane how many angles the Enterprise was recording this from, right? It's almost cinematic.
Well, I'm glad you didn't mention the stardate. That is an error I have an explanation for, but it would be part of a bigger video regarding stardates. But the flight recorders are based off sensors. They're not based off cameras. I am just glad the flight recorders are not equipped with J.J. Abrams angles, or we would have lens flares and shaking everywhere.
There are your life forms. These were microbes on the tube surface.
Microbes, by their very definition, are microscopic living organisms. I hate to be nitpicky, but these seem way more visible without a microscope than usual.
Okay, I can see how you could misunderstand this. But what is being said is they evolved from microbes that were on the tube when it was launched. Here, watch this clip.
They were fruitful and multiplied.
But how could they have evolved so quickly?
The ship should need more people to operate, is all I meant to say.
A chimpanzee and 2 trainees could run her.
Okay, first of all, that's racist against chimps and Starfleet trainees. Second of all, why does any starship go out with a crew of hundreds if they're this easy to run with 6 people?
You literally skipped the first part of the scene where Scotty tells us he automated the systems. Seriously, I'm gonna have to do a counter just on the amount of scenes you skipped to make these videos. Here, clip.
As promised, she's all yours, sir. All systems automated and ready.
A chimpanzee and 2 trainees could run her.
There are a lot of positions that you really don't need just to fly the ship from A to B. Security, cook, personnel director, science, medical crew. You can do without your cargo handling crew and cleaning crew, stellar cartography. It would be good if we had a full engineering and maintenance crew, a weapons crew, but the whole idea of Scotty being a genius engineer is able to automate more systems than most. And apparently, he was smart enough to load a few photon torpedoes before they got to Genesis.
I have no clue what Scotty did to override Starfleet's lockdown on the space doors. All we saw was Scotty and Kirk looking hopefully at them. I'm simply going to assume the reason they opened is bullshit and move on.
You mean like in this scene where Scotty is literally trying to hack the doors?
Now, Mr. Scott.
Sir?
The doors, Mr. Scott.
Hi, sir. I'm working on it.
But what is going to blow your mind is, did Scotty actually open the door? I know he was trying to hack it and all, but then again, did somebody come into the control room and say, oh shit, a starship full of antimatter is about to hit the space doors. Open them or we're all dead. I would love to see that.
Also, if they have that kind of control over the space doors, they should be able to close it behind them and make sure that faster, better ship doesn't follow them, even if Scotty sabotaged the other ship.
Again, you're assuming that they actually opened it themselves.
What do I find? A weakling human, a Vulcan boy, and a woman.
That's racist 3 times.
What can I say? Klingons, gotta love them.
Bring me up.
How come a bird of prey Klingon ship can't fire while cloaked, at least until undiscovered country, but it can beam people in and out while cloaked? It's always bugged me.
Transporters do not require much power. Now that can bug you no more.
There, that distortion, see it?
And Kirk just made cloaking technology obsolete, or else it was never very good to begin with, or else no one prior to Kirk bothered to use their eyes instead of the sensors?
Well, it may be due to a fault in the cloaking device. One they apparently solved in the next movie.
The shield's non-responsive.
The automation system's overloaded. I didn't expect to take us into combat, you know.
Oh, come on. You couldn't bring this up until now? Where were your concerns before this happened? And what a bunch of bullshit to create artificial conflict. Also, the shield is non-responsive. But can't you still fire some torpedoes? Or is automation overload code for we can't do shit anymore?
The automated system is why they were able to run the ship without at least a skeleton crew. Now it's gone. You see, this is where the engineering and maintenance crew would have come in handy. This is why they needed at least a skeleton crew. The ship wouldn't be useless right now.
Klingon bastard, you've killed my son.
You knew him for like 2 hours. Don't get all dramatic about it.
Actually, that would have made it worse.
Destruct sequence 2. Code 1, 1A.
I love how these assholes have working self-destruct codes for a decommissioned ship they f***ing stole from space dock.
This is the standard programming of a starship. They don't go deleting programs because the ship is decommissioned, and they are still the registered crew of the ship.
Awaiting final code for 1 minute countdown.
Code 0, 0, 0.
So basically the final self-destruct password for Enterprise is password then?
It is also voice printed, so you can say 000 destruct 0 all day, and it won't blow up the ship unless you're the captain and all the other passwords have been entered.
Can transporter bays really handle this kind of complex multiple asshole beaming? Especially since the ship was just hit and apparently has very little power. This feels like a new level of bullshit, even for transporter beams.
It was never said that there was a power problem. The problem is the automation controls are gone. This is where a crew would have come in handy. The ship would actually still be working.
Can't help but think this whole thing could have been avoided if they'd just brought Spock back to his home planet in the first place. Sure, he wouldn't have gotten that sweet regenesis to magically come back to life, but we could have avoided this movie at least. Bring on the whales!
You do know this movie is considered the exception to the odd number Trek sucking rule, right? No? Sorry, but I love this movie.